Hi. Other action figures each sold separately. From record the purr.
Jenny, get the door. It must be Cousin Willie. Okay. Hi. What's up?
Ah, there we go. Something chill to watch. The following video is rated R and is intended for an adult audience. So if you're under 18, take a fucking hike, eh? As this video may contain adult themes and situations, strong language and opinions, good and bad advice, cannabis cultivation and consumption. So as long as you're a responsible adult, kick back, spark one up, and enjoy the show.
and clean works.
Hi, folks. Oh, why is the music not working? Because it switched to default for some reason when it really shouldn't have done that. There we go. Hi, everybody. Maybe a little bit. I'll get higher, don't worry. CANNABEARD grows here. Oh, wait a minute. The hat. There we go. CANNABEARD grows here. How you doing, everybody? Hope you're all well. Hope you're all well. First time you've ever caught a live. Cheers. Welcome aboard. I hope it's meets all your expectations or subverts them. I don't know. Anyway, today, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about a couple of things. I'm going to be talking about some tea. I'm making some worm casting tea for this tent right here, and we're going to talk about what's growing on in this tent right now. We have FREAKSHOW at week 5 into flower, smelling fucking weird. Like, good. It's a good smell, but it's so hard to identify. It's got like a lemony something going on. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of intriguing. I opened up the tent like this, and I was like doing something. I stuck my head in here, like, ooh. Yeah, it's potent. It's a smell, that's for sure. It kind of has that, a little bit of that telltale weed smell. Just a little bit of it. Not much, but it's good. So, everybody that's watching the show, please take a quick moment and don't forget to like. I got dirt on my thumb. Hit that thumbs up down there. if you don't mind, I'd appreciate it. The channel would appreciate it, etc. Man, it is cold in here today. Is it cold in here? Or is it just me? It's 64 Fahrenheit. It's a little chilly in here. I should have a fucking hoodie or something on. That probably would have been a good idea. That's okay. It's good enough for the grow. It's currently at 77, but I just opened the door. There is a heater sitting right here. There's an oil-based heater that sits here that keeps this counter nice and warm, and thus ambiently keeps this temperature from getting this tent from getting too cold in the room. I'm not currently growing anything in the 8x4. I'm just kind of enjoying not having a ton of things growing right now. I will finish resetting this tent soon, and I'll start growing something soon, either next week or the week after at the very, very latest. Oh, you like my shirt, do you? The Dab Time shirt? You can buy these yourself. Links below in the description. There's a merch link. You can buy these amongst other cool shirts. You can get yourself a Dab Time shirt. Speaking of which, it's dab time, motherfucking dab time, dab time, dab time. Time to take a fucking dab break. Yeah, we had a lot of, Sunday was a pretty good session this last Sunday. We had a lot of people in sesh. We hit a lot of likes during the live stream. It was a pretty good. There was a lot of people waiting for the football game, I think, is what was going on, and they found me in the meantime, which is cool. Anyway, dab time, motherfucking dab time. I'm going to be smoking on some of what I actually, funny enough, what I grew in this tent last time, the orange bud. So this is some shatter I made from the orange bud right here. This is it's probably about 12 grams now. It was 13.5 grams when I made it, but I've been smoking on it, so it's probably only about 12 grams now. Anyway, cheers, everybody. Wow. Counting to the counter there. Boink. Wowzer. Okay, so where's my other camera here? Right there. Okay, so right over here we've got some compost tea or worm casting tea. I guess it's not really compost tea. I didn't put any compost in here. So all that's in here, it's a pretty simple mix. This is actually a really simple, more simple than most of my mixes. All that's in here is about a cup of worm castings, about a half a cup of bokashi greens, and humic acid powder. A little like a half a teaspoon of humic acid powder. And I think that's it that went in here. Sometimes I'll put rabbit poop in here. Sometimes I'll put a little bit of top dressing nutrient, organic top dressing in here. Just like a little half a teaspoon or something. Not a big deal. And there's a little bit of MBX microbes in here, and about a big heaping tablespoon of molasses to create a sugar for that. And then I've just got it sitting there bubbling. Currently, I'm not even using my old school method. I'm just using a single stone, but it's pushing enough air through that. This air pump is pushing enough air through it that it's obviously making a nice froth. So I want to do a couple of things here. First thing I want to do is just take this out of here. Let's let this drip off for a second. Now I could, you know what, I'm gonna do it. You grab this and you give it a squeeze. It's a little gross, but whatever. It's not a big deal. And then I'm gonna take this. And it's gonna stick. It actually smells kind of good. It smells like molasses, to be honest. Okay, so I'm not gonna actually bring that. But here, I'm gonna shut this off. Shut that pump off so it'll just shut up on me. I'm going to rinse my hand off, though, because I got all this tea all over my hand. There we go. So, now what I'm going to do is just take my, watering can thing here. And we're going to fill up one, probably do two or three waterings with this. So this is the 3x3 tent here. We're actually going to do the both of these at the same time. Sorry, of the tea and the tent. So this is a MarshYdro 3x3 tent with an FC 3000 inside it, supporting this plant. You could probably stick more than one plant in here. Yes, that's very true. But I do have one plant in here for a reason, and that's because of how I'm doing this here, my filming. So let me bring it in here, show you what's going on a little closer, get a little bit of a shade there. There we go. Oops, shade's gone too far. So here we go. These plants are looking good, man. I don't know what to say. That's the one on the thumbnail right there. That's the one I took the thumbnail picture of. They are definitely starting to look frosty. There's quite a bit of bud in here. I didn't really go through and defoliate it as much as I was going to. I just said, fuck it, let it go. Due to the fact that these leaves don't really shadow other leaves in the same manner. Because look at these leaves. Let me see if I'm... Yeah, that's a good angle. That leaf isn't creating a heavy shadow underneath because it's not solid. You know what I mean? There's lots of light passing past this leaf. So while the leaves get sun or light or whatever you want to call it, energy, they're not necessarily shading the ones underneath it as much. So you don't really need to defoliate as much as you would with like a normal plant with a big fat leaves, like a big fat indica or something, right? Anyway, we're gonna pour some of this tea down up in here. There we go. There's one ladle full of tea. And here I'm gonna come and pour another one. Now this tea, I actually over-brewed it a little bit. It's been at about 30-something hours, maybe 40 hours. I started it Sunday night. Sunday night. Monday night would have been 24 hours, so tonight would be 48 hours. So I didn't want to brew it any longer than that, so I just wanted to save it for the show. I realized I'd started brewing it a little too early, and I figured, whatever, I'll just save it for the show. It'll be fine. Now, that's all I'm going to give it for now is 2 ladles worth, because if you look down, you can see right here water building up on the bottom. And as that water builds up on the bottom, it's going to drip down into the bottom tray. I can actually see it happening already. And if you look down here, I've actually got a rack, like a cooking rack, underneath the pot, so there's actually airflow under the pot. So the pot doesn't actually sit flat. Sorry, this cloth pot doesn't sit flat on its tray. It's actually sitting about this high above the tray. There's, like I said, this little cooling rack, a little metal pie rack or something underneath this. And that just allows airflow and allows any water that's stagnant in there to dry out pretty quickly and thus not give any flies, or at least seeming to not have any issues with that. Whew, I got a fucking head rush from standing up there. Put an air stone in the bag along with the weight to maximize value. Yes, normally the air stone that was in there is the air stone that sits in the bag. I was being lazy because I didn't want to clean up my my bubble wands. I didn't want to bother doing that. Do I check the pH in my tea? I do not, because pH, let's see here. pH in soil isn't necessary unless you're in the 5s or the 8s. Here's the thing. I've checked. Hold on a second. Let me, where's my sunglasses? Here we go. Let me bring the camera back up here. Oh, I pressed it twice in a row. There we go. So, from my understanding of it, organic soil has its own buffering. And as long as you're not putting really, really poorly pH'd water in there, it will, oops, hold on a second. It will kind of buffer itself a little bit. And it does sort of balance out the thing. Joe Kahn says, I'm so excited to be here. Hello, Gromy. Well, hello, Joe. Hello, Joe! Yeah. So, I got me one of these guys right here, the Blue Labs puppies. And, oh God, my collarbone's killing me lately. I slept weird. I check my water every couple of months, but my water stays pretty level here. It's pretty rare for the water to spike one way or the other. It's a lot more common for it to be sort of at this point during the winter and at this point during the summer. So yeah, check your ppm. I don't have a ppm meter because, I don't know how many times I gotta tell you this, but you can't test ppm in organics. You can't. You get false readings. And I don't have a ppm meter because I use organics and I don't worry about it. Part of me wants to get one of those trench pins, Trenching, Blue Labs Trenching pins or whatever they're called, Trenching sticks. Part of me wants to get one of those so I can actually check into it a little bit and just look and just satisfy my curiosity. But I've had many organic growers tell me to not bother checking ppm when it comes to organics because ppm is well, ppm works on a similar thing as EC, and EC is salts. And ppm doesn't necessarily give you a proper reading. I know, okay, now I know, I might be confusing this. This might be where I might be mixing it up here. I know EC does not work. Electroconductivity does not work in organics because of the fact there's no salt. But ppm, oh, I know what you're saying, ppm of the tea. Oh, I heard you. I'm just saying, I don't have a ppm meter. And I've just never bothered with it because I don't think it's necessary. How about that? Now, for somebody who's doing, like yourself, who's doing hydroponics and stuff, ppm is mandatory. Like, if you fuck up, you fucking kill your plants. Whereas I'm using super soil and living soil beds, and they have a lot more buffer zone and forgiveness than hydroponics and other things like that. Billy the Kid says, I gave up on pH or ppm in soil. Just water them in top dress. Yeah, that's pretty much what I do too. I've gotten to a point where I check my water and make sure my water's not fucking whacked. And if it's not whacked, then I just use it for a couple of months. And then I check it again, just every once in a while to see where it's sitting. It's usually between 6 and about 7.3. And a high 6 is okay for organics. So organics will buffer up to about a point. Or sorry, up to a point. Not a point. Of a number, like one number, not a point. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, give myself a dab on the dab counter here. Boink. And then let's get back into this here. Now, I see a little tiny bit of water down there. To be honest, I could probably feed some more. It didn't pour out the bottom as much as I was scared it might. Because one of the problems, you don't want to waste this, right? there might be dry pockets in the soil and stuff, so it's not a bad idea sometimes to water it in stages. And like water your soil a little bit and let it all soak in, and then water it some more later. And what that can kind of do is allow the water to kind of soak. Also, another good thing is using a yucca powder or something like that, a wetting agent to make your water wetter, which will help eliminate dry pockets of soil in your grow. Especially if you're using big pots, it's much easier to get little dry sections of soil if you're not watering in stages, like I was saying, like that. Man, this is an impressive lady, though. Very, very weird. I'm really glad I grew it. It smells neat. I really wish I could have grown more of them, but one is better than nothing. It's just such a bizarre looking plant. It doesn't look like any fucking cannabis plant I ever did see, man. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. And by the way, in case I haven't mentioned it yet, because I probably haven't, today's episode is brought to you by Marshydro. You can use my name, CANNABEARD. That's CANNABEARD. That'll save you, shit, I don't know, some money. I think it's like 3% or something. I don't know. Mars has a pretty lousy discount system, but they got good lights, so saving any money is better than fucking no money, man. That's my point. That's the way I look at it. Saving some is better than saving nothing. They could give you nothing. I don't know. Whatever. They say mycelium and microbes do a great job of regulating the uptake and pH of soil. Yeah, I think that might be why super soils, that like might be the reason why super soils do that. I don't personally function or understand the function of how and chemically exactly why. I just know that it does. Hit that like button or pay the cheeseburger tax. And the button's free. I agree. Hit that like button. CANNABEARD with his dirty thumbs says hit that fucking... What is... Oh, I know what this is. This is some of that... Yeah, it's some of the grossness on the side of the tea bucket. I should have cloned the FREAKSHOW. Nah. I don't want it anymore. So many people are like, why didn't you clone it? Why didn't you make seeds? I'm like, because I don't want to. Because I don't want anymore. I don't have room for it, right? I mean, I technically have room. That whole big tent behind me is empty, but I have plans for it. I'm going to be growing some other stuff here. And it seems like the weather's getting better. It doesn't look like we're going to get too many more than minus 10 days now. It looks like we're kind of maybe it's like the days are getting warmer, but the nights are still like minus 10. So I don't know, whatever. Anyway, dab time, motherfucking dab time. Cheers. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh man, what strain is what? The plant in here? This is a FREAKSHOW. Oh man, I have. See, here's the other reason I'm not really too concerned about cloning it or anything, is I have a couple more seeds. I don't have like a ton of seeds. I think I only had like 7 or something, but and I planted about half of them, so I have a couple more. I probably got like 4 more seeds or something like that. We'll see. Unless you were talking about, oh, look at that. I just shattered my shatter. I dropped it and it broke. Snap. I mean, it's a little pull and snappy, but as you can see, it breaks like shatter. Just from me dropping it like this, just going, boom. Doing that just snapped off another chunk. Dang. I gotta be careful. I got dirty fingers. I don't want to be touching this stuff with this hand. I shouldn't be touching it with that. Here, I'm just gonna press it back together. But if you were talking about the shatter is orange bud from ILGM. It's what I grew in this tent last run. I actually lost this bag of weed for like a month. I was cleaning up the office and I found it stuffed into a corner in one of those Grove bags. And it had all its terpenes, obviously. It made a very nice, clear, nice colored shatter. I gotta stop touching it with my dirty thumb, though. Did I get my Gideon t-shirts? Canna, did you get your Gideon t-shirts yet? I love mine. What? I don't know what you're talking about. Are you talking about my shirts? Because my shirts have, if you go on my website, I believe there's like multiple options. There's like low grade and kind of high grade ones. How do I store rosin in my lungs? I don't store rosin. In the fridge, man. In the fridge is ideal. But I don't store rosin. I smoke it. I only make just little bits of rosin at a time, enough to smoke. You know, I make a couple grams or whatever at it, and then we smoke it for a few days, and it's gone. And then when I want more, I make more. But yes, freezer it, fridge it. That's a good way to keep it. Maybe not freezer. I think fridge would probably be better than your freezer, but. Minus 10 Fahrenheit is what in the Celsius? Let me see here. Minus 10 Fahrenheit in C. Not images. It's 10. No, minus 10. God dang it. God damn it. Stop doing this to me. No, I don't want that. Minus 10. Go. Equals minus 23 Celsius. Oh, that is freezer then. Okay. That is a freezer. Yeah, it's minus 22. Yeah, that's confusing as shit. But there you go. Minus 23.333333 Fahrenheit, whatever. Or Celsius is minus 10 Fahrenheit. Ah, good old freedom units and frickin' universe, millimeter, rest of the imperial versus, bleh, stupid. It's confusing. I wish we would fucking, I honestly wish you states would just let go of your freedom units and get with the rest of the world. I like inches and feet as much as the next guy, but you're the last ones that are holding on to it. Let it go! Let it go! Okay, dab time. I'm singing fucking Disney. It's time to get high again. But that's about it for what I got to show you here today. I know the big ass tent is being unused right now. I'm kind of comfortable with it being unused right now. I'm gonna set up some new things very soon here. Part of me wants to wait until it's the 15th, right? We're in the middle of the month, essentially. It's actually just past the middle of the month because it's February. But I kind of want to start the grow on the 1st. So I'm kind of leaning, if I just let it go and sit for 2 more weeks. If I can just grow this thing out here for 2 more weeks, I can start a nice fresh batch in the 8x4 right on the 1st. I'll plant them I'll germinate them 2 days before so that I'm planting them on the 1st. And then I got a nice, easy calendar to fucking follow, and I can keep track of my fucking grows a lot easier that way. Yeah. Dab time. How much do you press at a time? Yep. Two High says it correctly. My pre-press packs in perfectly at 7 grams. So I'll do like a 7-gram swoosh. I might do a couple of them in a row, but 7 grams per press seems to be the most efficient for my press right now. What's the dankest strain I've ever grown, John Cooper asks. LA Confidential from I Love Growing Marijuana. Yeah, LA Confidential. It tastes like a pine forest, and it just fucking kicks your ass, man. It is a knockout indica. I love it, man, but it's a nightcap. You don't smoke that for breakfast, let me tell you. You won't get fuck all done all day. I love the strain. It's one of my all-time favorites. It's actually what I'm gonna be growing next time in the oh, fuck, my arm is fucking sore, man. Oh, I gotta go see a chiropractor or something. I pinched something. Fuck. Anyway, that's one of the strains I'm gonna be growing in the 8x4 at the end of the month, or whenever I get my ass into gear and start doing it. Probably the end of the month. Let's be real. Whoop. That's probably when it's happening. You know what's interesting? There's like no more water. That last ladle of water I poured in there did not pour through the bottom of the pot. Here, I'll kind of show you a little bit. You can kind of see, if you look carefully at the bottom of the pot there in the tray, you can see a little bit of water right at the very bottom, and then like a wet bum on the actual pot itself. And then up in the upper right-hand corner of the tray, you can see a little more water up in there. But it's not enough to pool, and it hasn't pooled and or even connected. It was just like a little bit of drips fell down there, and it's just like moist down there. It's not actually wet. So I have not overfed this plant yet. And I got, it looks like one more tea feed. Wow, right to the, I totally emptied the bucket, and it gave me exactly one more tea feed. So let's give her. Now, for those of you who've been following me pretty carefully, take a good stock of how this plant looks today. Take good stock of how it's looking and how big the buds are. Let's get up close here. How big these buds are, how fat and healthy the plant is, and then how this is gonna look next week. So next episode, you're gonna see some growth. You'll see some fatter buds, hopefully. You know, that's the idea. Such a weird looking ass plant, even from like, there we go, from the top and stuff like that. So bizarre. Oy. That is a slightly hard camera angle to get that thing in there like that. Anyway, there we go. There's that grow finished, or not finished, but for today. And we got some good news. The light for bunnies grow showed up. So that means we've actually germinated the seed, or germinating currently the seed, which means we're starting the bunny grow. So look forward to that. I'll do some updates here and there, but I'm gonna kind of keep it a little bit on the down low because I'm filming an episode out of it. And I will show you a little bit on Friday Night Autoflowers. Friday Night Autoflowers will be where you guys get some teases of the bunny grow and what's happening with that. What's up, CANNABEARD? Dab, dab, dab. Oh yeah, I'm dabbing. I'm going to have a dab before I go. Full moon's coming. Great time to plant. That's true. When is the next full moon? Can somebody in chat tell me when the next full moon is? And I'm going to see what this thing was here. Oh, really? Oh, really? Bitcoin news with weird Russian backwards letters is sending me money. Maybe I should click the link in that email. That sounds fucking like good. I want Bitcoin money. Maybe I should click that, even though the word Bitcoin is made up with weird icons and shit. I still believe that. Is that a real email, you think? Should I click it? I like Bitcoins. The fuck out of here. Man, scammers are so fucking dumb. Be careful, everybody. For real. There is an absolute enormous uprising of scammers, phone scammers, computer scammers, account scammers. Don't click links. When people say, hey, can you help me do this thing, and give you a weird link, don't ever touch that shit. Don't. Even if it's your buddy, don't do it. Because your buddy's probably hacked. Seriously, there's just so much going around. It fucking hurts my brain watching it. I had a buddy lose his account recently, and I'm like, how? How did you do that, man? Oh, so sad. Oh, God. I gotta try to... Oh, it's not a good stretch, but there it is. Hey, CANNABEARD. I watch all your streams, and I love them, fam. I watch them after work. Thanks for being... What? I'm a great YouTuber? Oh, you make me blush. Thank you. I don't know. I just fucking... I know it sounds bullshit. It sounds like a fucking trope. I just gotta be real, man. I'm just being real with it, you know? And I am. That's the fucking key, even though it sounds like a fucking line. But I show you guys my ups and my downs, and my pros and my cons. I try not to give you too much of my life, but I do try to show you everything I'm doing with my gardening and homesteading. I think that's all important. I think all the recycling of the animal poops and composting and all of that, and worm bins and stuff, my worm farm, all of it is part of the same thing, even though it's not all cannabis. I got peppers and a garden and all this other stuff. But do you need your furnace ducts cleaned? Yes, I fucking do. Really bad. I did see your head swell a little bit. Is it? But for real, folks, keep me in check. If I start getting too fucking big for my own britches and my head starts swelling up and I get arrogant, fucking tell me, man. I don't want to be that. I don't want to let my cannabis power go to my head or anything like that. Not that I have much power. I go like this and there's like no sparkles. Whatever. Anyway, I try not to get arrogant about this. So if I honestly, you as the audience, I mean, in the end, what I do and why I do it the way I do it is for you guys, so that you guys enjoy what I'm doing. So if that happens, tell me. That's all I gotta say. But on that note, I'm gonna add another dab to the number count because I had one. Bing. But man, I'm dabbed out. I think that's a good place to fucking quit. So thank you all for hanging out with me here today. I will see you again on Friday at the very latest on the channel here for the Friday night gardening. We got new autoflowers popping up, new little babies, and I'll show you what's happening with the bunny grow thing there this week as well. Nothing much happening, that's why I'll show you. But I'll show you anyway. Follow me on Twitch. Links are below. You can probably find me sooner there, because I do Twitch once in a while. And join the Discord if you're cool. If you're a cool gardener looking for gardening tips, tricks, or have something to tip or trick someone else, join us below, man. We're a cool group of gardeners. We got sesh rooms where we all come on camera and get high and have big dabs and cough fits and chats, and it's all sorts of good fun. Anyway, thank you all for hanging out with me today. I will see you sooner than later. Happy growing till then. Follow me on Instagram. Check out the links below, for real. Do it. There's nothing weird, and all the links in there are nice, curated, good links to my website and my merch channel. So if you want to buy these kind of t-shirts, do that below. Peace.